Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American culture, and we're going to talk about divorce, and we're going to talk about this through the lens of Apple's brand new show about arson investigation called Smoke with Taron Egerton and Jurnee Smollett. Very, very good show. I'm really enjoying it. There will be spoilers for Smoke in this content. All right, so Taron Egerton plays an arson investigator, and he has a very attractive wife. Um, Actually, you know what? Yeah, are they married? Yes, yeah. He's married to this nurse, and but she has a son who's like 16 years old from a previous marriage, right? And there's an incredible amount of animosity and distress from that previous relationship, and they don't get along, which, so there's a divorce situation, and Taron Egerton, he is trying to reach out and build a relationship with his stepson, and his stepson's name is Emmett. And here's where it gets interesting. So what's not interesting is divorce in American entertainment. It is everywhere. I could count on one hand the number of times I've seen a man and a woman married and they have a stable relationship. It's almost unheard of in any American entertainment project today. It's just, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And I want to keep this focused. But you almost never see it, right? But what's really interesting about this is a 16-year-old boy who is dealing with divorce right now. And it's the most honest portrayal from the perspective of the children that divorce. It's the most honest perspective it's the most honest portrayal I've ever seen, because it's from the perspective of the divorced child. And the reason why you almost never see this is, and I am going to get into it, the reason you see divorce and everything is every Hollywood screenwriter is divorced, right? They're, none of them are Christians, so they don't know how to love anybody. They get married because they think it's going to be a cool event, and then they're terrible people. They don't have any morality, and then they get divorced, right? And then they self-insert into the script because they think it's interesting. It's not, all right? At this point, it'd be shockingly interesting to see an actual stable married relationship in any American Hollywood entertainment project. It is like rare as hen's teeth. I can't even think of a single circumstance of it, right? So what's interesting is, so you have all that going on, right? But Emmett is like, I am sad. I'm going to be sad all the time. And the reason why is you ripped my world in half. I had a mom. I had a dad. You guys promised to stay together until you died. You vowed that in front of 300 people. You broke that vow. And now my life is split in half because of it. And you both say you love me, but you don't. If you loved me, you would have stayed together. You would have sacrificed for me. And it's so real. It's so correct. And you almost never see this, right? The other thing that's interesting is he's 16. Most of the time, the kids are younger, right? Most of the time, the kids are younger or older. If they're older, they're adults, and often Hollywood would be like, no harm, no foul. Who cares? Your parents got divorced when you were, when you were an adult. No, nobody cares. If you're younger, the kids don't understand what's actually happening. They don't understand that you made a vow in front of 300 people. 300 people got you gifts and celebrated your promise forever, and then you broke that promise. And the problem with that is, if you broke your promise to the person you love the most in the world, and the most witnessed promise you've ever made, you are an absolute turd liar. You are a horrible person, and you should be expected to accomplish nothing and never ever keep your word ever. You are an abominable human being. You took the person you love most and the promise you had witnessed more than any other words you ever said, and you broke them in half, which means that your word is worth nothing. No one can trust you. If you broke the biggest promise you ever made to the person you loved the most, no one can trust you with anything. You are an abominable monster human. And Emmett drives that point home powerfully in this. He's like, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to let you off the hook. I'm going to be sad all the time, and I'm going to make your life HE double hockey sticks. And he's 100% right. Divorce is horrible, and we as a culture need to start saying divorced people are the worst among us, with very few exceptions. There's a few crimes that are worst, but generally the worst people among us are divorced people. And get our culture back to, like, if you are not going to keep your promise forever, seal your flapping maw and do not say those vows, right? Vows matter, culture matter, promise matters, celebration matters. And when you divorce, you spit on all of it, right? And I just thought this was a really unique view. I had never really seen an accurate depiction of divorce in any Hollywood, entertainment project. And this was powerful. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider like subscribing and have a fetch millennium.